793-7215. That's 793-7215 for Carpet Masters.
This is KCAA.
Oh, Tay, you said you wanted that real news. Well, I'm Bon Johnson, and it's time for News That Blows. Yes!
Oh, yeah. What's up, everybody?
Welcome, me groovies, to another Saturday night News That Blows rock and roll party right here on KCAA Radio. You know, we got all kinds of crazy madness in the news this week. There was a new memo that came out. I'm going to tell y'all all about that. If I decide to, if we have time to later, I might play around and read the new memo for you. Of course, as always, we have the lovely and always intuitive Kirsten Maxine Albright here with us. Today we will be doing something a little special also with Hipsy Gutters in the house. My boy Hipsy Gutters, you know, I told you all last week we're going to feature his song Purgatory 9/11 on our 420 music break today. Well, we're going to leave Hipsy's microphone hot, and he's going to honor us with a little bit of live performance here today on the 420 music break. So there you have it. Yeah. This is News That Blows. I'm Bon Johnson. We are, you know, getting it in right here on KCAA Radio, and we'll be right back after these messages. Don't you know, don't you know? Inland Empire, Bon Johnson here. Now, we all know that recycling saves the planet. But what do you do with your old TV sets, laptops, and computers? You can't just toss them out with the trash. You can pay someone else to come out and dispose of them for you, or you can do what I did. Take your old TV sets, laptops, and computers down to FNG Recycling Corporation and get paid for them. Another way FNG recycles your TV sets, laptops, and computers is by fixing them. Yes, they also do repairs at a great price. These guys are open 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's FNG Recycling Corporation. Give them a call at 818-477-8072 or just drop in. FNG Recycling Corporation is located in San Bernardino County at 18907 Bellflower Street in Adelanto, baby. Tell them Bond sent you.
You bet. Howdy, folk. Now, as you can imagine, it gets awfully boring out here on the prairie, except for Saturday nights. That's when we all sit around the campfire and listen to news that blows. That there Bon Johnson fella, well, he's something else. News that blows with Bon Johnson, right here on the Inland Empire's own KCAA Radio.
See, that wasn't so bad, was it? Now, let's get back to more news that blows.
Let's go.
That's right. Let's get back to it. We got some more of this news that blows for y'all right here. Welcome back, folks. I am Bon Johnson. This is News That Blows right here on KCAA Radio, 102.3 FM, 106.5 FM, and 1050 AM in the Inland Empire, and KCAAradio.com all over the world, baby.
All over.
That's right. That's how we get down. All right, let's get into some of this News That Blows. Let's talk about what we're going to be talking about right here on the show today. It was International Women's Day on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So there you have it. All women out there feel groovy about their internationals.
That's right.
No, it was a big deal around the world, and we'll talk about that. There was somebody who was also doing quite a bit of talking about women and the women's rights. It was a lady named Frances McDonald at the Academy Awards, and after the Academy Awards, some guy stole her award. Yes. Apparently, she left it setting available, and some cat. I'll give you the details on that when we get into it. But yeah, she had an Academy Award stolen. Ain't that a hoot?
Crazy.
The guy who, I call him the pharmaceutical monster.
Yeah.
His name, let me get it right because he's too much of a weasel to say wrong. Martin Shkreli. Shkreli. It just sounds like a weasel. Martin Shkreli.
Shkreli, yeah.
The guy who put up the price of a life-saving drug by 5,000%, 5,000 times the price of the drug. He upped it. He's just been sentenced to 7 years in prison. Neener, neener, neener.
It's karma.
Karma,
Yeah.
yes, it is. Karma indeed.
Karma
So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. We also are going to talk about a governor in Florida pushes through and manages to pass, actually, gun control laws. Gun control laws that state they must be 21 to buy a gun now,
Right.
and a 3-day waiting period.
Right.
So that was what was passed. And, obviously, we were talking about maybe these kids will have an effect that are out there pushing so hard and saying that it wasn't too soon. So apparently they are having an effect. We'll talk more in detail about that. A part of that story that we'll be talking more in detail about is the NRA sues the state of Florida.
Yeah,
Oh, the cats don't miss a step. It's never too early for them. Excuse me, y'all. So the NRA is suing the state of Florida, stating, I'll talk more about it, but they're obviously stating the Second Amendment and the 14th Amendment. They've got a couple other twists on it that I just cracked my butt, I got to tell you. There was a fake cop who was busted in Victorville. We're going to talk about the little fake cop thing. That's a hoot and a half right there. In New York, a super, super sad story. A woman has a seizure while she's driving her car. Oh, man. And she plows right through a bunch of people, hitting a couple moms and their children. And she killed the two children, two four-year-old kids. There was a lot of controversy.
That's so sad.
It's horribly sad, and there's a lot of controversy and stuff that happened behind that, and we're going to talk about that in some detail as well. In Los Angeles, a man gets into a fight with his baby's mama, and in a total fit of rage, slams the child down on the ground like a football player who just scored a touchdown slams the football. Yeah. I put those together because I figured while my heart was already out on the curb here, let's go ahead and stomp it. I mean, geez Louise.
My heart goes out to that family.
We talked a lot about people having control, and there's hotlines, and there's people you can talk to before you commit suicide. There's people you can talk to before you lose it like that, too.
Absolutely.
We'll go into some details on it, but, I mean, what the hell more can you say? It's just horrible. Here's another one that's kind of a hoot. Once again, like I like to do here on News That Blows. I like to come up with stories that always have little backstories and interesting sideline caca.
True.
So one of the interesting stories, $37 billion, that's right, billion with a B, my good friends out there in the Inland Empire and all over the world, $37 billion was made by the gaming industry, the video game industry.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually a record for them, and they've been doing pretty damn good for a while. $37 billion. All right, folks, that is huge, but that's not even the whole story behind it. This little announcement also came with a survey that they put out.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about the little survey, and once again, who is it who pays for surveys when they come out? There's always conveniently put out surveys, and I'm always wondering, who pays for that survey? That's going to be part of our story we'll talk about. All right, Stormy Daniels. Hey, Stormy Daniels is right back up in the news. She and her lawyer want to sue the president, Mr. Trump, to get out of the non-disclosure agreement that she signed for $130,000, which I don't know why somebody who's doing things on the up and up has to have people sign non-disclosure agreements for big amounts of money. But now other people want to pay her more, so she wants out of the contract. So that's in the news. Also, of course, while we're talking about Stormy. I guess that was my lead-in for this next one. The East Coast is just getting the living crap beat out of it by Mother Nature.
True.
They're storming, they're freezing, they're having the coldest that they've ever had. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Also, Trump has put tariffs on steel and aluminum, and the whole frickin' planet is in a tizzy over this, 10% on aluminum and 25% on steel. So we will be talking about that as well. And Trump's economic advisor, he bones out right after Trump announces the tariffs. He's like, I'm out, I quit. And then the last thing we're going to talk a little bit about is the DACA expires, but nobody wants to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Okay? So those are the stories we're going to be talking about. Of course, we will have our question for Lady Albright to answer in our Ask Lady Albright session soon as we come back right here on News That Blows. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Greetings, Inland Empire. I've got a question for you. What do you do if you've just graduated from high school, aren't ready to go to a university yet, and are nowhere near ready to get a career started? Or if you just want to upgrade your skill sets to get yourself a better job? I'm Bon Johnson from KCAA Radio's News That Blows, and I've also got an answer for you. Further your education at San Bernardino Valley College. San Bernardino Valley College offers courses that will ready you for today's job market, taught by today's top-notch instructors. It doesn't matter if you're fresh out of high school or if you have 20 years on the job. Go to valleycollege.edu and get your future started today. Hi, I'm Bon Johnson. I host KCAA Radio's News That Blows. I'm also trying to become a published writer. And when I first decided to write my book, I was given some great advice. I was told that a writer's most valuable tool is their butt, because the first thing you need to do to become a writer is put your butt in a chair and start writing. Great advice, but not altogether true. The first thing you need to do to become a writer is know how to read. Reading truly is fundamental. Yeah, that feels good. I like it. Let's do some more News That Blows.
Oh, yeah, that gets me in my sweet spot, baby. Woo, News That Blows. That's right, with Bon Johnson. That's me. Right there, that's Kirsten Maxine Albright and that gentleman over there. Yeah, sure, that's Gypsy Gutters, folks. Gypsy. We are getting our thing in here as we do every Saturday night at 7:05, don't you know? Right here on KCAA Radio, 102.3 FM, 106.5 FM, 1050 in that amazing AM radio world. And come on, we love AM radio. And of course, right here on KCAAradio.com, you can see our lovely mugs. Well, her lovely mug and the two of us. You can see us right here. Streaming live, baby, all over the world. Don't you know, don't you know? All right, I'm fishing a little bit here because I'm trying to stall while I get our question that was sent in to us by, as you can tell, I have just found it, a listener named Bill. Bill asks of you, Lady Albright. Dear Lady Albright, I met a really great lady after being single for over 6 years. I've never felt this way about anyone before. Well, recently she suggested we slow things down. It's my fault. I think I've been trying too hard and might have moved a little too fast. Oh, you damn kids. I think I might have tried too hard and moved a little too fast. Things got a little fast again, and she said that she just couldn't go that fast. Now she's suggesting that we stop the relationship. She told me in the past how much she appreciates me being in her life, and I don't want to lose her. So how can I convince her to try again?
You can't.
Right.
Man, I so knew you were going to say that.
That's some gangster
Hey, Bill, you know
stuff right
what?
there.
Well, I mean, firstly, people, we're all different, and we all work in different ways, which means our tempo and the way we work things out in relationships and getting to know people is different. Yeah. But the main thing is for sure is that if somebody feels that this isn't working, then usually it's because they don't feel that you're the right person for them. Mm-hmm. And the best advice I could give to him would be to take a step back and respect her decision, because two things can happen here. If he steps back and he kind of mirrors the way she is, so that means when she contacts him, he contacts her, and vice versa. Right. He's mirroring her way, which means he's not pushing too much. And that way he'll find out. Now, if she doesn't contact him, that's kind of really telling him exactly. Yeah, and that's what he should do. I don't think nobody should be in a relationship with somebody that doesn't want to be in a relationship with them.
Oh, absolutely.
Because everybody is too good for something like that.
Yeah, and she asked him, as if I get this right, she had asked him to slow his roll, but he didn't.
Well, he did, I think, and then it speeded up again.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's like now she's not. Now, even if he does try to make things right, she's not going to believe him, right?
No, but you know just as well as I do that if somebody really likes you, it can't go fast enough. So usually, if it's this thing about this is going too fast for me, it's because the person isn't interested, and it's a nice way of saying it.
That was going to be my next question. Do you think that she's a slow mover, or she's just not really into him?
It could be either. I don't know her. I mean, I could probably spend 5 or 10 minutes with her, and then I would know.
That easily.
But I don't know that. So, but regardless of what it is, he's got to mirror it, and that means if she contacts him, he should do the same to her. If she doesn't contact him, he should leave her alone.
Well, the old
There's
story.
There's plenty of fish out there.
If you love something, let it go. If it loves you, it will come back.
Exactly.
So there you go, Bill.
And who wants to force somebody to be with you? I mean.
Well, yeah, and hopefully, Bill, William, Billy, my boy. Hopefully you learn from this, and that you learn that looking thirsty is not attractive. Looking like you're needy and trying too hard. Yeah,
that could also
it's not attractive. But there's a very good chance that when you first met her, you were you, and then you fell, I guess I should say, in love or in super like. Chances are it changed him.
Yeah, but
and that to me is a big problem. So if you can't fix it with her, as we say all the time, at least learn from it.
Yeah, that's right.
At least learn from it.
Yeah.
So Bill, there you have it.
Good luck.
Good
Bill.
luck.
Good luck.
And I hope it all works out for you.
Thank you for sending in. Thank you for sending letters in. I appreciate all the emails that are coming in. I really, really appreciate it.
And where can they send these emails to?
They can send them to askladyalbright@ladyalbright.com.
Y'all heard that? Ask Lady Albright at ladyalbright.com.
Yeah.
Our accents are the same because we come from the same place.
You can also go onto my webpage, which is ladyalbright.com, and I've got blogs and things where I actually talk about these different things that we've had here.
And you can get her book there too.
Yes, you can.
You can get her book there. As I like to tell guys, it'll be the most valuable 1/8 of an inch your sex life will ever have.
Not kidding.
So not kidding.
Get it before it's too late.
Right?
Get it before it's too late.
Yeah. If you get the book, chances are you won't be sending us a letter. I'm just saying. But in any case, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you
Lady
for having
Albright.
me. Thank you.
You totally rock. I just love these segments.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Bill, my brother.
Bill Bellamy.
Yeah,
Bill Bellamy. You know, I want to take a moment here while I'm fishing around for other stuff, and I want to thank some of the other people who rebroadcast our show. We are being rebroadcast over on iHeartRadio. Yeah. So we want to thank the Groovies at iHeart for accepting us into their family. That's super cool. We're all proud and excited about that. I can't lie. I'm kind of excited about that. We are also on Tiki Live. They play the live streaming, actually, not just the podcast, not just the audio. They do play our live streaming over on tikilive.com. Yeah. And let's see what else we got going. Of course, you can listen to our archives right here on KCAAradio.com forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Who else plays us? Oh, yeah, you know who else plays us. My boy, Eric the Well-Read. Why do I say Eric the Well-Read Suave? I got to talk to him about such a difficult to pronounce name. Damn. Anyways, he's the radio spaz dude that y'all hear on Tuesdays right here on KCAA Radio at 9 o'clock, right after Gary Garver's 8 o'clock show, Controlled Chaos. Don't you know? Don't you know? Gary's every day of the week. My boy Eric, the Well-Read Suave, has his Radio Spaz thing on Tuesdays, but he also has a whole network, radiospaz.com, where they play the 420 music break the whole hour. I have an hour-long 420 music break over there on radiospaz.com. They also do a replay of this show here at 7 p.m. on Mondays. So there you have it. If you're not listening to us live, First off, second off, man, you can catch us somewhere else. I'm just saying. All right. Oh, where did we start? Okay, let's talk about International Women's Day, because I still don't know if I want to read that memo yet. I might. I don't know. We'll see what's happening with that. So I'm just going to skirt that for a second. International Women's Day was on Wednesday. Well, first off, even before we get into the Women's Day part of it, who is it who comes up with these days? International Hot Dog Day, International Donut Day.
Just like all these countries that owe money. Who do they actually owe money to?
Who do they owe money to? Who
Can't we just find
to?
the guy that everybody owes the money to?
You know, we can all chip in a nickel and get them the hell off our backs, right? But you know, right, this is what killed me. McDonald's, 100 of them put their M upside down to make a W for women on their signs. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Well, that's sweet. I know.
Oh,
I know. After they've ruined women's lives all year long, thank goodness they showed them respect that day.
That's deep.
That is cool. Yeah.
But it was
cool.
But you know what? I thought that I did have to give them a huzzah for the respect that they showed, because once again,
think what that costs.
these little things cost money.
Yeah.
Somebody had to get up there and flip that bugger around.
And flip it back again.
Flip it back again. Exactly. So huzzah to McDonald's. I poke fun at them, but you know what? That was kind of a cool thing that they did. And there was a lot of talk about, Women's Day and all around the world. And of course, it was hard to even notice that it was Women's Day, because it has been Women's Day for the last few months here. Ever since it started becoming so public how people in power are abusing their rights, then the pendulum started swinging back. And fortunately,
I was going to say.
Women are stepping up.
But these people aren't just abusing against women; they're abusing against anybody.
Anybody, and not just everybody. You know what? I'm glad you said that, because we don't need to point it just at women.
No.
A lot of folks who have their coins set right, that know the rest of us are trying to stack chips, want to go ahead and take advantage and act like we don't matter. But the truth of the matter, and I've said this over and over, I'll say it again. If you look into the people who you dislike in politics, look into who supports their campaign, and publicly boycott their products, you will change the world a whole lot more than you will even being a loudmouth like Bon on the radio, sharing your views and opinions with hundreds, thousands, millions of people. If you step up and say, I'm going to boycott Bunny Tomatoes, because Bunny Tomatoes treats their people unfairly. And I don't mean to call out Bunny Tomatoes. I just happened to hear a commercial for Bunny Tomatoes on the radio, so I'll even give them a free plug. I love Bunny Tomatoes. I grow them all the time. I love some homegrown tomatoes. Bunny's the brand I use. But in any case, now I forgot where I was going, because I'm so excited about the Bunny Tomatoes. Oh, I'm going to have to cool off during this commercial break and regroup.
But you could say treat people as they are, not for who they are.
Right. And it's becoming a little too common.
Yeah.
So what's become common is now the pendulum's swinging back, and everybody and their mother who's ever done anything stupid is being dragged out into the street and flogged and feathered, beaten with a stick. And we'll be right back after we beat you with this commercial stick.
And the hose.
Hey guys, your boy Bon Johnson here. Now, if this weren't the radio, you'd be able to see me strutting down the runway in my super sexy Victoria's Secret lingerie. All right, I'm not really strutting down the runway, but I am wearing Victoria's Secret lingerie. And damn it, I feel sexy. If Victoria's Secret can make me feel sexy, just imagine what they'll do for you.
Go to victoriassecret.com and get your sexy on tonight.
Victoria's Secret. Go on, feel sexy. Oh, Tay. I've helped a gang of friends move over the years, and I thought I was pretty good at it. That was until I watched the guys at Golden Hands Moving and Relocating Company pack up and move my friends, his everything. Oh, I still got my pizza and beer. I just got to enjoy it while watching them do the work instead of me. And that didn't suck. I'm Bon Johnson, and I'm here to tell you that moving doesn't have to suck. Call Golden Hands Moving and Relocating Company and let them do the work. They even seem to like it. That's Golden Hands Moving and Relocating Company. Call them at 310-809-5555. 5095. And tell them Bond sent you.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292 FQ Riverside, and K293 CF Moreno Valley.
If I haven't offended you yet, stick around for some more of this news that blows. I'm sure I'll get to you sooner or later.
Yeah, you know how we do.
Be patient.
Yeah, if KCAA Satan didn't get you, Bon Johnson will. This is news that blows right here on KCAA Radio, 102.3 FM,
Yeah.
106.5 FM,
Yeah.
1050 AM in the Inland Empire, and of course, KCAAradio.com all over the world.
Plug it in, plug it in, plug it in.
We just have too much fun being us, don't we? Oh, what the hell? It's a party. We'll work a little of this news in if we feel like it. It's just the name of the show. We don't really do news here. We just hang out and talk. That's what we do. We just hang out and talk. And we're so glad you guys could come and hang out and, be a fly on the wall and listen to our talk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hang out with the fun kids.
Tripping and whatnot.
Welcome. All right, this guy, Jerry Bryant, he's apparently been some blog star, celebrity, low-level type guy for a while now. Had his own little shows here and there in syndication. Well, I guess old boy saw the opportunity, and he not only snatched up Frances McDormand's Academy Award for Best Actress. He went around and was showing it to everybody, was on the Instagram with it.
Oh, no.
I mean,
Was he drunk? Was he drunk?
Oh, gosh, I hope so.
Man.
Is he an actor or what?
That's
Who
such a
is he?
thing.
He's just entertainment journalist, I guess you could call him.
Okay.
He's almost as fabulous as Babs, but once he got his hands on the trophy, he was even more fabulous than Babs' cloned dogs. Man, quit playing.
Right.
All right, I'm the pharmaceutical guy. And like I says, the only reason I even put it in the news, because it's not really much to talk about. It's just some wanker who got caught doing fraud. But it is nice to know that every now and then the rich guys do get caught. And this guy, if karma ever did need to run somebody down in the street,
Amen.
like a La Habra school mom trying to set her boys up to beat up a kid.
Wow.
Wow. If anybody deserves to be thrown out in the street and run over by the bus, it's this jerk. He is, as soon as I heard about what he did with the raising the price of this life-saving medicine by 5,000 times, 5,000%, all I could think was, man, this dude needs to just go suck a bag of Richards and die in a corner somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You like how I have CC that?
Nice.
Yeah, that was good. I did that, right?
Jackson.
Hey, the master. Flawless victory. All right, man. So he's in jail. Good. I'm sure he's going to get in more golf than you will in the sunshiniest of weeks out there in the white-collar prison he's in. But I understand why they don't put the rich guys with the other guys, because the rich guys would buy the other guys, and then they would have their own gang. So I understand it, but it just sucks. I should at least take away his putter or something. Make him golf without a putter.
Make him just do a hand wedge.
Yeah, a hand wedge. Well, guys in jail, there's a lot of hand wedging going on.
And no mulligans. No mulligans allowed.
No. Oh, man.
That's your punishment.
Yeah, oh, man.
You're going to jail. You're straight to jail and no mulligans.
You're going deep and hard on a man now, girl. Quit playing. Take away your brother's mulligans. He might take up basketball.
You might as well.
Right? All right, the governor in Florida, and you know what? I'm a bonehead for not writing down this governor's name, because I did want to give him props, but look him up. They're the governor of Florida. There's only one of them.
Right.
Who, by the way, is a proud card-carrying member of the NRA.
Oh.
As many of the people in the NRA are with these type of changes. A lot of people who believe in the right to bear arms and the right to protect yourself, being the Second Amendment and the 14th Amendment, a lot of people believe that is overstepped a little bit by the weaponry that is out today, and that the people who wrote that had no idea how out of hand things were going to get.
I see what you said.
And so this gentleman is representing the middle of the road, and of course the NRA, which they call themselves a group, they're a lobbyist. That's what they are. They lobby for the gun industry. That's what the NRA is, and they actually get their members to pay in for them to lobby. Right. It's a smooth business. I mean, they've got alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and explosives now, that work to make sure that nobody gets away with stealing their products. They've got their own hit squad. I mean, they are so set up, it's amazing. And one state flexed on them, and they're suing them. And of course, as I just stated, they are quoting the Second Amendment rights, the 14th Amendment rights. And when they broke down the 14th Amendment right, the right to protect yourself, the one people who they decided it was important to point out was females.
Yep.
Females of the age of 18 to 21. I know a couple women that age that pack. Not one of them bought their guns out of a store. They gangsta.
But what did Florida actually do, though? What did they take away guns?
No, they're not taking anything away. You know what? We're going to get back into this in a minute. But right now, we've got our 420 music break with our birthday boy here, Hipsy Gutters. This is a song called Purgatory 911, folks. I'll be featuring it on my 420 music break over on Radio Spaz as a 420 joint of the week. And I'm going to do something new this week. We're going to leave Hipsy Gutters' microphone open and let him go ahead and do his song. We'll be right back after this groove.
Good morning, Los Angeles. Just remember the days where, like, I just didn't trip off too much. I mean, as kids, it's like we were all carefree and happy. You know what I mean? But now we see the world for really what it is. We're more angry, more impatient, more in the world. Like, it's just funny. God give us the strength, though. In this four-corner room I call a dungeon, the weight of it all just seems to be redundant. Many nights I strive for love and acceptance, but still ending in the same spot that I began in. And time waits for no man on God's earth. The fact I dream it all is what hurts the worst. Feel like a razor blade scraped up all my insides. I'm in purgatory, guess my soul won't die. My brighter days are behind me now, and it's getting even harder trying to hold a smile. But damn, I wish these bill collectors quit stressing me. Family and friends testing me, and the demons keep possessing me. I turn away from the ones who I was close to, so family gathering fill the pachyderm in a damn room. The letter from my mom in over 23 years, so go bitch in a tear. I ain't asked to be here. I hear them say, "But count your blessings." Which one? Was it the day haze passed in the hit and run, or maybe the days we did wild just for fun? Maybe it all passes in time like the setting sun, or maybe the liquor bus sipping on coca rum, burning my chest some to all my emotions numb, dreaming of better days, wishing for peaceful nights, hoping my life catches flight like a leaf of kite. I lost control of myself in the night, like remember staying out late, spending nights at the bro's place, anticipating fate as a probable mistake, waiting on a cure to heal me from this heartbreak. Better think before you speak. Time's ticking, but if I told people the truth, would they still listen? Carry on to the glory. No niggas aiming for me. Maybe I can write the story. Still, I'm in purgatory. The antonym. Oh yeah. Kush, Tito's Sprite.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That was my brother from another mother, Hipsy Gutters. Thank you for blessing us with that, man. Good looking. That was cool. That was very, very cool. That is something totally new here on New Zip Blows, man.
Fantastic.
Oh, that was really, really fun. As I said, we do the 420 music break over on radiospaz.com every Thursday at noon. And you can hear, of course, this song again Thursday at noon, as I will be featuring it as my 420 music break joint of the week. And all those little blips that you heard in there where we cut out some of the words that aren't supposed to be said here on FCC. By the way, good on you, man. I'm not sure if I could have sang my song and censored myself like that.
Serpent's tongue, man.
Man, great job, dude. I ain't mad at you, dude. We talking from like, can you do this, FCC style? Well, find out, dog. Good job. We'll be right back after this break. And once again, Hipsy Gutters, folks, I'm going to tell you where you can get his stuff when we come back.
Wish I can write the story. Still, I'm in purgatory.
Another great 420 music break. You know, we got the folks at radiospaz.com to thank for that. The good folk over at radiospaz.com not only re-air this show, News That Blows, every Monday night at 7, they also play my independent music show titled, yep, you guessed it, The 420 Music Break. This is Bon John Sin, and I'm spinning independent music, uncut, uncensored, played exactly the way the artist recorded it. Because that's how they get down over at radiospaz.com. Give us a listen, radiospaz.com. Aw, snap. Your car just broke down, and taking it to a mechanic is so not in the schedule, even if you did know where to find a good one. Sound familiar? Don't trip, friends. Your boy Bon John Sin has got your back. When this scenario becomes your scenario, call Canopy Shop Auto Service. CSAS will send out a top-notch mechanic who will bring out his tools and a canopy and set up shop around your car. It doesn't matter if your car broke down at home, at work, or even out on the street. Canopy Shop Auto Service will set up shop anywhere. And weather problems are no problems for these guys. They and your car are under a canopy. But what I like most about CSAS is that their mechanics always leave your car cleaner than they found it. Yeah, really. So, there you have it. Auto repair made convenient. Call Canopy Shop Auto Service at 424-223-4924. Tell them Bond sent you. Hey, what are you doing in the fridge? Get back in here. It's time for more news that blows.
Hey, if you ain't bringing a birthday cake back out of there, get out the fridge! Quit playing! All right, me groovies, I'm Bon John Sin. That's who I am. This is News That Blows. I am here with Hipsy Gutters, who just got done doing his groovy tune, Purgatory 9/11. And I am also seated next to Kirsten Maxine Albright, our Ask Lady Albright in-house relationships expert. We together make News That Blows. This is it. We're the groovy folks that happen. If you guys have noticed, our brother from another mother, Cousin Terry, has not been with us because he has been out and about working. Yes. Some of us actually have to make that money. Yeah, I'm not mad at him. And hopefully we'll get him back in here before too long because we miss our Cousin Terry. I know, I miss him so much. I even called him by his right name. I didn't even call him Uncle Terry.
I was going to say, we miss Uncle Terry.
We miss Uncle Terry too, right?
It's Uncle Terry. It's Cousin Terry, brother. It's Cousin Terry, brother.
Oh, they're getting me left and right. All right, let's get back to some of this news that blows me, groovies. And I'm glad we were having such a good time right now because the next stories I am talking about. Well, no. Let's just have a little bit more fun. The fake cop I was talking about who got busted.
Yeah.
This was a 14-year-old kid, y'all. I'm not kidding. He had his car made up with red and blue lights. He had like 3 or 4 different sheriff's uniforms. He had airsoft weaponry. They went into his room and they found a whole gang of different police outfits. I mean, homeboy was suited and booted with the whole 9 mil.
Wow.
On me.
Out there pulling people over.
Pulling people over, going up to people's houses, asking them, saying that somebody had called, reporting a problem there.
He's a fool.
A straight fool.
Yeah, I can't say it.
Oh my goodness. All right, so there's another little yuggity before we get into the real horrific caca that happened this week. The woman seized when she was driving her car. She is very well known for having seizures. This is not a surprise. Her doctors say she has them all the time.
Oh, wow.
And
she's allowed to drive?
And this is when we found out that there is no law against that. They have laws and rules. I mean, you can drink 2 beers and they don't want you driving a car, but somebody who they know passes out frequently, they will allow to drive a car. So that is a ruling that really...
I don't think that would happen in England.
It shouldn't happen anywhere. No. It shouldn't happen anywhere. That is, to me, just as irresponsible as selling an 18-year-old bonehead and an automatic rifle.
Yeah.
I mean, geez Louise, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Sell him a porn. Let him figure out how to use that first. By the time he gets done with that and grows up, maybe he'll be okay to have a gun. But for goodness sakes, you know, let him have a beer. Let him have something. Just the age limit thing that they have is freaky to me. I don't understand it. Like I said, I talked about it last week, how we tell our soldiers that they're old enough to go kill a stranger for another stranger's money, but they can't come back and have a beer after popping a cap in his ass.
That's real.
That is just some foul crap right there for you. That just lets anybody with a logical mind look at America and go, oh, these guys, their whole get down is based without any logic. They're just doing whatever gets their biggest companies paid. They're not worthy of any respect.
They don't care about their people.
Yeah. They're so bought and paid for. They don't care about their people. They don't have health care. Yeah, they don't have. You know, they're getting raped left and right by their own country. Their minimum wage hasn't gone up in 2 decades till just recently. You know, it's an embarrassment. It really is an embarrassment. Yeah. The greater Americans being made, the more feeble Americans are becoming. It's not cool.
Very filthy sentence.
Apparently, the Americans they're talking about that are becoming great, we're already great. I guess when you go from 100 millionaire to a billionaire, I guess it's a big thing. They give you a chip or a cake or something. I don't know. But quite frankly, I don't know what you can do with that much money, your families, all of it. And you know, don't get me wrong, some rich cats are being cool. There's, you know, there are some Warren Buffetts and what's his name, Microsoft cat, Bates. Oh, yeah. They give a lot of money back, so that's cool. I think Zucker gave a lot of his money back. You know, there's a lot of cats who are doing some good things. It's just that unfortunately they're so outweighed by the other guys who are so greedy and nasty that
and just get caught up in crazy stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so the woman with the seizures, that's something that I just think that hopefully out of this horrible tragedy and this child's loss of life that they will rethink that law.
Yeah.
Okay. Once again, we talked about the horrific anger issues that are taking place out there. We ask people before they hurt themselves or somebody else to get on hotlines, call somebody, get in touch with somebody, call a friend, call a neighbor, go sit out in your backyard and have a good long talk with God. Whatever it is you need to do that's going to get you to get yourself together, please do it, because this whole slamming the baby down, here's the really horrific part, you guys. I went online to look this up to get some details because I wasn't exactly sure what city this happened in.
Yeah.
And I became overwhelmed and stopped caring about the city when I saw how many stories there were that I had to pick through to find the one I was looking for, of guys who flipped out on their kids. There's a guy who grabbed his neighbor's infant and threw it up in the air. Oh, I'm sorry, microphone. Grabbed it and threw it up in the air because he was angry with the neighbor over some stupid
argument.
Thing. An argument over a lawn, electricity or some stupid crap.
Wow.
You know, another guy shoved his kid down the stairs. Got angry and just shoved his kid down a flight of stairs. Another guy got PO'd at his daughter and threw her no-swimming butt into a swimming pool. I mean, people are losing it out there. I don't know I don't know if you people can see how disenfranchised Americans have become and how upset they are, but this didn't used to happen so frequently.
No.
People just snapping to the next level. We got old folks robbing banks. I mean, there is an epidemic of senior citizens robbing banks because their money's not lasting. They found that they keep being told that the cost of living isn't getting more while their Social Security's not going up, and the poor old bastards are out doing what they can. So you know, these are kind of the sad things that happened with the child and the driving through kids, the throwing down kids. It was a bad week for kids, and so everybody who out there who does have a kid,
give him an extra hug.
Give him a hug. Give him a hug for me, son out there. I love you. So. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Bon Johnson, and as good as I am at the on-air side of radio, I really needed some help with the off-air side. You know, the business side. Then I spoke with my friends at Empowerment Projects International, LLC. Now, I knew that EPI has multi-million, even billion-dollar companies that they work with. But what I didn't know was that those same business strategies could work for me. If you're a small business trying to get bigger or a big company trying to go global, EPI will help you plan, design, implement, and manage your business. Empowerment Projects International LLC helped to get me on the air, and they'll help to keep me here. Let them do the same for your business. Go to emproj.org and see what Empowerment Projects International LLC can do for you.
Oi, Captain, the chest has all been buried and the crew is all back aboard. What next, sir?
What day be it?
What day be it? What day be it? I think we're coming up on the weekend, sir.
Good. Then set sail for the Renaissance Pleasure Fair.
Set sail for the Renaissance Pleasure Fair?
You are aware that I've already got a pirate.
Yes, sir. All hands on deck. Set sail for the Renaissance Pleasure Fair.
The original Renaissance Pleasure Fair from April 7th to May 20th. Go to renfair.com and get your tickets today.
Come on now, leave that thing alone. It's time for more news that blows with me, Bon John Sin.
Yes, yes, it is. It is time for more news that blows with me, Bon Johnson. We are right here on KCAA Radio, 102.3 FM, 106.5 FM, and 1050 AM in the Inland Empire, and KCAAradio.com all over the world. That's how we get it in. That's right. All right, big groovies. And of course, I'm with Lady Albright, Hipsy Gutters. I'm Bon Johnson. This is News That Blows. Let's get back into it. We talked a little bit about Stormy Daniels, and, you know, I just, oh, hell. All morality has gone to the curb. Exactly. Another porn star with a rich guy. Really? Which one didn't? You know what I mean? If you're going to buy prostitutes, get porn stars. I'm just saying, why not go next level?
I just want to say about that, that is really funny, though, that it's the lawyer of Donald Trump that actually spilled the beans about that disclosure. How does that work?
Well, I think Donald needs lawyers to keep an eye on his lawyers. I got to tell you. Because
it's comical. It's comical.
Well, I just think that
these people.
Well, I think they're so busy jumping from foot to foot trying to figure out what to do because he changes his mind so much, they forget exactly what they are or aren't supposed to say.
And I think also because then he goes in and says, and this is what I want. And they've got nothing to say about it, so they've just got to do it.
Well, like this advisor, which does lead us to our next story. Like this advisor, Kat, who he's been the one of the guys who's been with the cabinet for the whole time. Well, he's out of there. He's right after Trump announced the tariffs, and Trump has said in public on television. And tweeted, of course, which is how everything happens first. You know, run it by the general tweet opinion.
The tweeter.
Yes, the tweeter. He said straight out, "Oh, war's good. Starting a trade war is good. Trade war is good for the economy." Anything that has the word war in it, you might want to frown on a little bit. We talked about how the Russians refer to their infiltration of our democracy as information warfare. Right. Now we have Trump talking about economic warfare. It's like, is this just the really fashionable thing to do if you're the guy who hangs out in Russia? I guess if you hang out in Russia with a bunch of mobsters, you know,
war is a little word, then, isn't it?
War is a little word. Yes, it's just a little It's a little three-letter word.
It's just something that's going on everywhere.
Exactly. And we've been four-letter guys for so long.
Not everyone understands it.
Yeah, no, and you know what? You sure did say that right. Not everyone understands it, especially these poor bastards in all these countries where they do all these proxy wars. Right. Yeah, this is where America and Russia we sell all of our weapons. You can't sell something. If you build bombs for a living, you got to blow them off to build more. So we have to keep starting wars everywhere and then selling them our weapons. We in Russia have been doing this forever, pretending like we hate each other. And starting wars in other people's countries, bombing the living crap out of them, which, by the way, in Syria, things have not gotten better. I just get tired of reporting the horrific things. Speaking of a bad week for kids, things did not get better in Syria for the children there, I'm sorry to say.
Heavy.
I threw myself off. The tariff thing. Once again, we are so in the pocket of big business, oil and all that. Nobody even flinched over a 300% tariff to keep solar panels from entering our country.
I feel you.
But now all of a sudden they're aluminum cans and they're steel. And what really cracks my butt, Trump doesn't use any of our steel. He gets it all from China. Every single building he has ever built is built with Chinese steel. And now he wants to sit here and act like Americans are being so ripped off. Well, you rat bastard, if you had been buying your product here, maybe we wouldn't need to be made great again. So he wants everybody else to pay more while he still doesn't buy from us. He's still, he's built all he's going to do here. Now he's building in India left and right. Yeah. He's having tariffs on steel that's sent over here, but not the steel that's being sent there because he's still using that.
Yeah.
The man is completely trying to take over the whole planet to his own means and his own benefit, and I just don't understand why people haven't seen that.
Yeah.
His own director of economics said, "Oh, you really are trying to start a war."
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought you were an idiot. You're not an idiot. This is a game plan.
This man cornbread ain't done in the middle.
Yeah, no, sir. It is not done in the middle. It is not at all done in the middle. It's not even flaky golden around the edges. So another thing I want to talk about while we still have some time to talk about, because I thought it might be a good idea this week if I actually ended the show, the topics on the show before the show ends. We're so dying to get it to a 2-hour show at some point. And we're going to. Don't you know? Once, by the way, I got a little thing called KSJW Network on ksjwnetwork.com that we will be opening, and I'll be doing News That Blows on there a few weeks from now. We're going to be opening up a bunch of the other shows that I've been talking about on there a few weeks from now. And so, that's a kind of exciting thing. I won't have to sit and go home every night with my tongue bleeding from biting it. We're going to talk a little bit about DACA. I'm not even sure why in the world something so important that affects so many people would have had a deadline on it to start with, but the deadline did come up, and no politician in their right mind right now wants to touch it with a 10-foot pole. We're going to talk a little bit more about DACA when we come back from this very last commercial break. We'll be right back.
Hey, folks, riddle me this. Since The Tonight Show left the building, what else is there to do in the city of Burbank? Well, you can always go visit the Martial Arts History Museum. Learn about how martial arts was created, then banned and hidden away for years, until finally resurfacing to become the phenomenon it is today. The curator of the Martial Arts History Museum, Michael Matsuda, has also put together an amazing collection of martial arts movie memorabilia, like Liu Kang's shield from Mortal Kombat, and even the weaponry created by Gerald Okamura used in Bruce Lee films. The Martial Arts History Museum also hosts lots of great events, at which you might just meet some of the stars from your favorite action films. The past, the present, and the future of martial arts can all be found at the Martial Arts History Museum. Go to martialartsmuseum.com, then go to the Martial Arts History Museum. I'm Bon Joon-Sen, and I'm asking you to please support martial arts and support the Martial Arts History Museum. Greetings, folks. I'm Bon Joon-Sen. I host a new talk radio show called News That Blows, where I'll be taking a somewhat cynical look at the stories in the week's news, every Saturday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Time on KCAA Radio, 102.3 FM, 106.5 FM, and 1050 AM in the Inland Empire, and KCAAradio.com all over the world. Because as long as there's news, there will always be news that blows. Don't go getting all soft on me now. We still got a little bit more news that blows. Yes, we do. Just a little bit more for y'all. All right, folks. As we said, DACA is, for those of you who don't know what DACA is, it is Dreamers. It's for the children who are here as immigrants who have been raised here. Again, this week we saw some horrific things with ICE happening. That I just want everyone to start calling their congressmen, obviously they're scared to death to do anything about it. You see, nobody's done anything since the deadline, but ICE is still running rapid. They just ripped a little woman away in front of her children.
And that was on the news again this week.
Heartbreaking.
So please, everybody, nicen up. Learn to love each other a little bit, man. I mean, geez Louise.
Right.
Too much hate out there.
Love, harmony.
Peace, love, and harmony. There's just too much hate going on. Too much craziness, people. And not enough news and blows. We'll be back next week. We wish we had more time to talk more about this stuff, quite frankly. But we do not have any more time. This has been News That Blows right here on KCAA Radio. For my boy Hipsy Gutters, Kirsten Maxine Albright, I am Bon Johnson. In 623, you and me is we.
That's
right here on News That Blows. We'll see y'all then.
Peace.
Let's rock. I gave you pleasure of pain and that you get to keep. Needles, piercing skin.
That's right.
Oh, I know. I was like, oh, the heck with it. I ran out of things to say. Cut. We're having too much fun. Who cares? Let them eat cake. Hey, on the real though, I'm Bon Johnson. This is News That Blows, you groovies. We'll catch y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.